go again, folks. Santa Clarita Gazette Radio Hour on Santa Clarita's hometown station. Simmelman Wilkes got me thinking about all this stuff, and I can't even do the intro right.
I know, I've ruined your weekend.
Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, the Gazette Radio Show.
All right, it's time for the bullet train question. I guess the only question I would have would be...
Why don't you ask it, Johnny, a real calm...
Okay, I can ask this. My question on the bullet train would be, really?
Yeah.
Who wants to go to Sacramento fast?
Well, it doesn't go to Sacramento. It's going to go
south of Sacramento.
It's going to go. Well, it's going to go to the Bay. It's supposed to go San Francisco, LA, and then eventually down to San Diego.
Yeah.
And it's a complete boondoggle. If you looked at their projected ridership, they expect 54,000 people a day to ride it. That's never going to happen. You know, it was supposed to cost $33 billion according to the initiative. Then it was up to $100 billion, and then people complained, so they pared it back to $68 billion. So it's $68 billion, but it's not now. Now it's not a real bullet train. It was supposed to be 2 hours and 40 minutes. Now it's over 4 hours. Tickets are supposed to be $69. Now it's going to be $80. And then according to the Legislative Analyst's Office, which is a nonpartisan office that works for the legislature, they project that it costs taxpayers as much as $2 billion a year out of the general fund to subsidize it. Yet the governor continues to want to move forward with it as his legacy issue.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's the motivation? Is it the governor's legacy?
I think it's the governor chasing the ghost of his father. You know, his father did the State Water Project, and he did the Higher Ed Master Plan.
Right.
And those are tremendous accomplishments. When the governor came here, when I was just a regular layperson at Hart High, I told him his legacy could be putting the state on a pathway to sustainability, and I think that's a legacy. But he wants his legacy to be this bullet train.
Can we name a highway after him instead? It'd be cheaper.
It would be a lot cheaper. So I try to be clear with everybody all the time, I'm against the bullet train. But one of the things, they're kind of switching tactics right now, and they're talking about building, instead of, they've started Madera to Bakersfield, but now they're talking about starting in the Bay Area and then also starting from Palmdale to Burbank. So I've joined Supervisor Antonovich for advocating going from Palmdale through the San Gabriel Mountains to Burbank rather than disrupting our quality of life here. And then people going, well, you're for the bullet train then. No, I'm not for the bullet train, but if they're going to build that part of the line,
build it the right way
through the San Gabriel. So I'm going to be going up to the city of Palmdale Tuesday morning. The High-Speed Rail Commission will be there to take testimony, so I'll be testifying, advocating for that line.
It's inconceivable to me. It takes me 5 hours to get to the Bay Area if I'm driving. It will take me 4 hours on the train.
How fast do you go, John?
You can do it in 5 hours.
5 hours.
No, under 5.
Under 5.
You can do it. You can do it under 5. Well, I was co-author of a bill this last year because they've already appropriated $9.3 billion. So I was co-author of a bill to repurpose those dollars to highway construction and maintenance.
There you go.
Because that makes a lot more sense.
Then you could get there faster than 5 hours.
Yeah,
see,
absolutely.
So, Assemblyman, the session just ended. And the next one starts on December 1st?
If I have to get reelected, but yes.
Okay.
I'm hoping to raise my hand again.
Yeah, that's a minor detail, right?
Yeah, just minor.
So what do you do? Just sit around for the next few months?
No. Well, you got a lot of constituents to go meet with. So this morning I've been working on putting together my legislative package for next year. So I was emailing people that I met with over the year who said, hey, I'm interested in maybe you doing legislation. So we need to go and start doing the research now. So, doing that, obviously spent some time, campaigning for my own reelect. Continuing to meet with groups. So this week I spent one day all day in Simi Valley, which is in my district. Yesterday I spent all day in San Fernando Valley. Did numerous events here, and then back to Simi Valley tomorrow. So there's plenty to do. I really, I'm blessed that I'm an empty nester, so I really try to go out there. And I got a call a couple weeks ago from Elton Gallegly, who represented Simi Valley in Congress for 26 years, and he called me and he said, hey, I just want to call you to let you know we have never had a better state assembly representative than you, and I just want to thank you you live in Santa Clarita and you're an hour away and you do a heck of a job representing us, and you're always here and you're open, and to me that was really a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I love every aspect of the job, and so you're always busy, but you're busy doing different things. Now it's preparing the package for next year and doing the type of things we need to do in terms of trying to raise numbers on my side of the aisle and meeting with constituents.
That's a busy off season. It's a very busy off season. It's never really an off season.
It never stops. I try to take Sundays off for faith and family.
Right.
been pretty good about that. I think I've maybe worked 5 Sundays in the 19, 20 months I've been doing this. But that's it. Yeah, it's 24/7
right.
otherwise.
Well, hey, we really appreciate you coming on with us today.
I had a great time.
Absolutely.
Love to come back sometime.
Hey, just out of curiosity, you want to stick around and pick some football games?
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, that's coming up next. We'll have to get Kyle Jennings in here to pick football games with Mr. Football and Assemblyman Wilkes. That'd be kind of fun. All right, you're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM 1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. We'll be right back.
We are back, folks, on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. It's the last segment of the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John and our special guest, Assemblyman Scott Wilkes, who agreed to hang on and pick NFL games with us.
That's it.
Along with our resident expert, Mr. Football. Are you with us, Mr. Football?
Yeah, hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Mr. Football. Hey, really good week last week, huh?
Great game,
Okay.
a couple blowouts, but it was really close.
The first thing we have to do, gentlemen, is go through last week's picks, week 1.
I think we could take a vote and just kind of like bypass the standings right now.
No, we're
What
not
does everybody
gonna
else
do
think
that.
besides
Because
Doug?
I'm gonna start with in fourth place was Kyle Jennings with two wrong picks. I mean, 2 right picks and 3 wrong. Next was Mr. Football, our so-called expert, with 3 correct picks and 2 wrong. He was tied with John Rogers for second. And in first place was Mr. Doug Sutton, 5 correct, 0 wrong, baby.
Now I see why you wanted to bypass it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to buy. Didn't you want to buy?
All right, we got to get to the picks because time goes quick with us, okay? Our first game, because John is a Redskin fan, so we always have a Redskin game, is Jacksonville at Washington.
I'll pick again. Redskins next.
Gosh.
Kyle?
Jacksonville or Washington? I'm going to
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
I guess Redskins? I don't know.
No, you have to say Washington. You can't say Redskins.
Oh, excuse me. I'll go. We have a politician in here, so I'm going to go with Washington.
Okay.
I'm going to go Jacksonville.
Okay.
You would.
And
You're right.
Doug's going Jacksonville. Assemblyman?
Well, there was a resolution before the California State Legislature to call on the NFL to change the name from the Washington Redskins. I was one of 5 to vote against that, so I got to go Redskins.
There we go.
All right, next we have Doug's Arizona Cardinals. And I'll go first. Obviously, it's Arizona at New York Giants. I'm going with Arizona. John?
Yeah, Arizona.
Mr. Football?
I'm going to go Giants, and if they lose, I'm not picking them for the rest of the season.
And Kyle?
I'm going Arizona.
All right. All right, next we have Atlanta.
Wait a minute.
Man, I feel like I'm back in Sacramento. They don't let me vote.
You're in the minority again.
Again, jeez. Didn't
All
take
right,
long.
sorry, Assembly.
I hate Eli Manning, so let's go with Arizona.
Okay.
You just lost the Eli Manning vote. You realize?
I don't care. It's worth it to
All
me.
right, I'll let you go first this time, Mr. Assemblyman. We got Atlanta at Cincinnati.
Well, one of my favorite shows is Orange is the New Black, so I'm going to go Bengals.
Ooh.
That's great logic. I love that.
That is a good show. That is a really good show.
For me, it's easy. Whenever in doubt, you pick the northernmost team, so I'm going to pick the Falcons.
No, he's got it. He's good.
I'm not in doubt.
No,
I'm
he's
not
good.
in doubt.
Aren't you an attorney? Seriously, Atlanta?
Atlanta.
All right. Mr. Football.
I'm jumping aboard the Matt Ryan train. I'm taking Atlanta.
Yeah, and whose fantasy football team is he on? Thank you very much.
Kyle?
My dad's.
Cincinnati, the Bengals, the Bungles.
Bungles.
And that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Cincinnati. Okay. Chicago at San Francisco.
That's the Sunday night game.
Sunday night.
Mr. Football, who do you got?
San Fran's going to be popping with their new stadium, so San Fran.
Okay. Kyle?
San Francisco.
John?
49ers.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Mr. Wilk?
Niners.
Yeah, how can you? We're all going to be wrong or right on this one, so I'm going
No.
Niners too. All right, our Monday night football,
Monday night football game.
okay, is Philadelphia at Indianapolis.
Oh, let's let Mr. Football pick this one first because I know he's a big Eagles fan.
Well, then you already know my answer then.
The Colts?
I'm going with the Eagles.
Always bet with
Now-
your heart. That's the
There you
advice
go.
I got.
I learned that from Doug.
Now, Mr. Football, do you want to rethink that pick?
I got the Redskins at 16-0, so I don't want to hear it.
I'm giving you another chance. It's in Indianapolis. It's in a dome.
He's sticking with the Eagles.
I'm glad you noticed that, Doug.
Okay. Then I'm going with Colts. John?
I'm going with Indianapolis because you could not call them the Colts. Being from Baltimore, I am protesting.
Wow.
Whatever. Assemblyman.
Indy.
Come on, Kyle.
I'm going Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'm going Eagles.
Okay.
But Sean McCoy's on my fantasy team, so I got it.
Oh, there you go.
And he's a big fan of the show. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, big fan.
LaShawn McCoy's a big fan of the show.
Yeah,
So
he's wanted to be on. We keep turning him down.
Apparently, he likes burgers too.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, Doug, you're going to post all the winning results in the Gazette. You can see even the Assemblyman's pick, see how he did. And next week we will probably review the standings. I don't think Doug will be 10-0.
You never know.
I'd bet against that one. So, Mr. Football, anything else going on real quick? We're not talking Ray Rice. We are Ray Rice free zone today.
I would like to not talk about domestic abuse.
I don't understand why, though. Never mind.
We're not talking about it.
But let's just say if Kyle, if the same thing happened to Kyle and his wife, would Kyle get fired from the radio station? I'd say no.
And if we say we're not going to talk about it, does you asking that question just mean that we talked about it?
Okay, sorry. Never mind.
You know what? Here, before we leave, the game of the week is Atlanta-Cincy. If you want another game of the week, look towards Seattle-San Diego.
Where's it at?
It's at San Diego. It's
in San Diego, correct.
Yeah. I don't know whether that's gonna be the
Based
game
on
of the
that
week.
first game, I'd say it's Seattle all the way.
The only thing that kills me about San Diego is they lost their center for the year. So
Yeah, and if it is a blowout, like you said, Doug, I think everybody else is playing for second place.
Yep.
I really do. I don't see a whole lot of competition in the AFC West. I don't think the 49ers are going to be able to beat them in Seattle. And you get even New Orleans. Okay, so New Orleans wins, and the NFC Championship game is going to be in Seattle.
Okay, John, I'm changing the subject at the risk of irritating you.
We're talking Dodgers.
No, yes. Real quick, Mr. Football, Mr. Sports Now, should Yasiel Puig be benched? I'm sorry, he's a liability and a detriment to the team at this point. Do you agree or disagree?
for once, I agree with you.
Why don't you trade him?
He's hitting 340 against the Giants this year. I leave him in.
Yeah, have you seen him hit the last month?
I leave him in. This might be something that gets him going. You got to stick with him. If you want to win a World Series, you need Yasiel Puig to be good, and he needs to get back on track. He hit 340. Loves pitching for the Giants. It's 340 against them this year. He had 3 triples the last time they played each other. I put him in tonight.
And who's winning the series? Dodgers Giants this weekend, right?
I'm not predicting that.
Dodgers.
Wow. But we do want to thank Assemblyman Scott
absolutely.
Wilk for coming in with us today.
Dodgers.
Great insight.
Dodgers. Great insight.
All right.
Great viewpoint of what's happening on in Sacramento. People can get more information on your website.
Yes.
You're on Facebook. You're on Twitter. You name it, you're there. Hopefully you'll be here again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, have me back.
Talk to you next week.
KHTS Candy Country Santa Clarita.